That's the consciousness we experience of what we have experienced. Out of those experiences we created this. We created ourselves to be the way we are. We created this world to be the way it is. We co-created this world just that way. But we have been doing this unconsciously. So the conscious revolution is about something new. It's about being present and being alive. Really, like that saying is, John Stuart Mill said that we are not like machines to be able to do what we're told, basically. He said that. But we're like a tree, we need to grow and unfold naturally on all sides, according to the inward forces, die inneren Kräfte, die uns Mensch machen. Really what that is, to understand those forces and really direct those forces, that is what this is about, and much, much, much more. It's actually, what you help co-create. Because you are a co-creator. We all are co-creators. And it's time to realize that and the powerful implications of that. What that means in terms of, how does that change the way we live our lives? With what kind of awareness, what kind of focus, what drives us, what motivates us, what we look for in others, all that stuff that concerns itself with what we want. This is all part of that old consciousness. So this is what you create. It's what you consciously writing your own program, so to speak. Which is not that separate program because it's, program, it's a way of living. It's about being connected to nature, which is connected to who you really are. And to understand what you really want, which is not that greedy, selfish want, which comes from that pseudo-self, that socially conditioned nature, which is only focusing on consuming. Even relationships, it's there, we consume. And as long as the other person gives us what we don't want, we're happy and it's wonderful. But as soon as there are challenges, people leave relationships just as quick as they came into them, without really knowing how to relate. To really communicate, to really listen, to really be present. And that's what this is about, And this is really what life is about. If you think about that. Like the meaning of life, which is something we all asked ourselves at one point or another. Really, what is it other than to become alive? Which is like when you are alive, you are present, and you are love, and you give, and you don't just focus on receiving. Because you're part of the solution. Because we all have become part of the problem. We need to be honest there. We should be honest there. In order to then know, okay, that was then and this is now. And now is new. And this is the new me. And the new thinking. And the new learning. Which is really by being present, you learn with people. You learn from people. Not only we all have a story to tell, we all have experiences. We all have learned from them. And they're very unique. I have to think also about, minding. That's minding, it's my experience. And my story and how I have developed out of that. It's all an industry. Entertainment is an industry just as much as dating, love. We all have become a product. And we all look for what we need in order to, function better. Right? Yeah, you can look at it this way. In this consciousness, which is really the insanity. This is really what's unreal, even though it has become real. Because that's all we know. That's all we know. And all we know is all we know. But we don't even know what we don't know. We just really communicate and make that space. Create that space. Because that's what it is. Time is a space. It's a form of space. And it's that now, which is actually time. Time is nothing but an accumulation of now. Everything is now. And all of that now, the next now evolves in the next, And so it's really about how you create that space when you are with others. Because they're also in that space of now. so they can really express themselves, and so you can really be present with them, and so you can really understand them. And by doing this, really love them. And that's all there is. It's love. It's that. Love is the way. It's the way. Love is God. Those who pull the strings, that the few control the many. You know, it always has been like this. But see, it's not about that, you know, going against the many. Because the many, they just, or the few rather, those who pull the strings, they do what they need to do because they're guided by greed. Let's actually check this out. You know, and they're really, I mean, they're a group of people who control the world. Well, the core, you know, those who really are on top of the food chain, all the way on top. You know, and those who create war, you know, and poverty is politically desired, and you know, these demonstrations, even they are like, okay, yeah, they're happening, you know. And yeah, I don't really. Well, not only this is not the solution; this is just steering the fire. It's just it's negative energy. And it's focusing on what we don't want. And this has been going on again ever since the beginning of time, where the masses revolted against those in power. And how much has really changed. If you think about that. And yeah, we're just like raising our fists, you know, against those oppressors or the regime, you know, or the system, and down with a certain leader. And again, always having been leaders and many dictators and those who really because power corrupts, but it's the power over people. That's the wrong way of thinking. That's the old way of thinking. The new consciousness is about you being that. It's not about going against. It's about for what we want to create. It's not about what we are against. Yeah, it's a new way of thinking. It's a new way of being. It's true. It's the truth. But this is really more than that. It's more than that, because it's a program. It's a show. It's the Now Show. It's a real program. It's a real show. It's real talk. Because you evolve in your consciousness. That's what, when you are present, you are in the now, and like a child, you're fully aware. And you create, and then you do this, and you do this. You are natural. You follow your own pace, your own way. You lead your own way. You are your own way. But then it's also about getting our way and getting what we want, which I talked about that earlier, which is really part of, well, the problem. We have become the problem because all we do is seek, and we take, and we want, and then we complain. Let's just be real here. And welcome to Real Talk. Nice to have you here, and there's more where that came from. So check out the website and send me an email, give me a call. It'd be nice to hear from you, and let's get this show on the road. The real show, the Now Show.